So today we have a 2008 Chevy Silverado 1-ton crew cab with a 6630 Max. It's here for a problem with the trailer brake control. Where is the trailer brake control? Now it's working. Okay, why is this all fuzzy? He said a message was coming up, service trailer brake control. I can't remember if he had a trailer hooked up to it or not. But we're going to put a scanner on it and see what kind of codes we've got in the network. There's no other warning lights other than the TPMS light. I suspect the TPMS sensors are either missing or dead, given the vintage. So here's the results of a network code scan. We got a driver's door switch, lost communication with seat control module. Driver information center switch circuit component protection timeout. I see that switch looks like jammed in the dash for some reason. There are 4 tire pressure sensor codes. Driver seat problem, seat back heater. More TPMS codes, and here we go with the trailer brake. C1112 trailer brake control relay low. C1114 trailer brake control solenoids control. C1115. Aside from that, everything else looks good. So we're going to have a look at if there's any history on these codes. I'm going to go into the trailer brake control module itself and one more time scan it for codes and see what's current. Okay, so the 1112 is current, and the other two must be in history. Yeah, 1112 is current. Could say that anywhere here. Current, ETC. Alright, well let's focus on the 1112. Let's see if there's any information in the snap-on troubleshooter. C1112. I'm going to turn the truck off. So here is the conditions required to run the code or set the code. Ignition has to be on, battery voltage between 9.5 and 17, and the module is powered up and completes initialization. Code sets if the trailer brake control module detects a short to ground, an open, a short to voltage on the integrated trailer brake relay control active low circuit. It detects an open in the battery positive voltage circuit, and that's more likely. Blown fuse maybe. Detects an open in the ground circuit of the trailer brake control relay. Detects a short to ground or open on the solid state relay enable circuit. So the action taken will be the control will be disabled for the remainder of the ignition cycle. The driver information the center will display service trailer brake system, which is what we've got. It says inspect trailer brake output supply voltage control circuit dark blue wire 47 that runs from the trailer brake relay to the 7-pin trailer connector in the bumper for water intrusion or corrosion. Observe the scanner trailer brake control user gain parameter. The reading should be between 0 and 100% and change with operating the gain switch up or down. Well, let's have a look at this fuses in the circuit and see that first of all. So there's no obvious fuses labeled trailer brake, but I'm pretty sure that you hook up one of these wires, preferably this one and this one, but I see another third wire just hanging here loose, not connected to anything. Well, let's see if there's power on these two feed studs. There's power on that feed stud, but nothing on that one. And that is, I'm not sure if that's stud 1 or stud 2, but these two fuses, this 30 and 40 amp fuse, feed those two studs. So I'm going to pull the fuse and see if there's a burnt fuse here. So you can't check those fuses conveniently because they have a cover on them, but if you pop the cover off, you can check the fuse. So you can see that that side of the fuse is good, but that side of the fuse is dead. So this fuse is burnt, and I wonder if it's simple as that. So I have a taller version of that J fuse. So now we can see we got power on this feed stud and on both of them. This fuse here feeds this close stud, and this 30 amp fuse feeds this one. So now we're going to clear the codes out of the trailer brake system and see if the problem is gone. So I've got that fuse replaced and I've got the key on. Let's see if there's any current codes now. I didn't clear them. The history codes will still be there. So now these ones here could be related, because that's the main feed for the trailer brake control solenoids. Now this manual trailer brake apply request switch signal implausibility could be related to. So we're going to clear everything out. The only way we're going to know though is to connect it to a trailer and make sure everything's working, and I don't have a trailer here. Let's go back in and view history codes. So they're gone. Now there could be a short in the trailer that he was connected to that caused that fuse to blow. In my opinion, that should be a circuit breaker in there, not a fuse. I don't know of a circuit breaker that will fit in place of a J fuse. Okay. Data display. Manual apply switch voltage. User gain switches at 89%. Manual apply switch voltage. I'm going to try and manipulate these. So I'm manually applying the trailer brake. I guess you got to use the buttons on the dash to change the trailer brake gain. Now there was a problem with that button as well. So there was a code for this switch here, and I noticed the switch is jammed underneath the trim. I don't know how that would have happened. Somebody must have had the dash off and then put it back on or something to cause that. I'm going to see if I can reposition that. So I popped the center trim off, and the switch had just popped out, like somebody pushed too hard on it, and had popped out of this clip on either side here. So now I can put this back in. You can see the switches sticking out flush on either side now. So these buttons were jammed, and in doing so I inadvertently changed the language on the instrument cluster to Portuguese, and I had difficulty getting it back. So that looks better now. I think there was a code for that. I think they called that the center stack switch. But the buttons were jammed underneath the trim here on the left hand side. Change the language. English, French, Espanol. Maybe I changed it to Spanish because I couldn't read it. I know a little bit of French, enough to get in trouble. So I had a look at the trailer plug in the back of the truck, and it looks pristine. Visually inspected the wiring underneath the truck along the side of the frame, and it looks good. I did put a spare fuse in the fuse panel cover, under the fuse panel cover, and I'm going to instruct the operator of the truck to, as to which fuse it was that blew, and also tell him to see what happens when he hooks his trailer up, because there could be a short in the trailer causing that fuse to blow. As I said, I think it should be a circuit breaker and not a fuse, but nevertheless, we're also going to do a network code scan on this, or network code clear on this thing. Get rid of these seat communication codes. Let's see what that instrument panel, driver information center switch circuit component protection timeout. So the switch was being depressed all the time, and I think that's what that code is from. We can also try scanning it. Display codes. I don't know if I got the key on at all. So there's no current codes. So I think that code was caused by the switch being jammed. Yeah, it's in history. Well, we're going to do a network code clear. And I guess that's a wrap for this vehicle. Sometimes they're not as crazy as they have been in the past. Thanks for watching.